was, okay, become a cancer doctor. Eventually, I work in a hospital for a couple of years, and I opened up my own practice. Then, long term goal is to make a cancer research center, or like partner with researchers to make cancer care more affordable. Right? If I
Yeah.
can make it 2% efficient, 3%, 10% efficient, I could die happy. As a
Yeah.
kid, I used to be like, if I cured cancer and I just died, I'm happy. But then my parents were like, that's not a good way to live. Because my only goal, for real, was to help out one cancer patient, just be able to help somebody who's going through the suffering called cancer. And
Mm.
I have a lot. I'm optimistic. If I'm able to give you hope in a place of darkness, that's what I'm here for. You
Yeah.
know,
It's
so
awesome.
those are my only goals, were to help out cancer patients, make enough money to be able to provide for my family,
Sure.
and but I realize it's nuanced at the same time, because I realize like the life of a doctor is not the life I want. I've worked at a bunch of clinics over the last 5 years, and I've seen different hospital settings, and the hospital reality, the work reality, does not. A doctor cannot have these conversations,
Right.
like, and these conversations I think are what heal the soul. These conversations I think are what actually minister to people. Like, for example, if you read the Bible, Jesus talked in parables. Jesus spoke to the disciples for many, many years, and they didn't
Hmm.
understand what Jesus was talking about until he passed.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think the impact of people is, I, mean, I realize I'm becoming a watered down version of my father, but you have these conversations for years and years and years, and you notice the impact slowly, right?
Sure.
Seeds, seeds don't reap tomorrow. Seeds reap eventually. Like, even
Yeah.
2025 taught me that, like, the progress, the good things I'm getting from that year is because of results of 3 or 4 years ago.
Sure.
When I came to Walnut Grove, I heard about this thing called like the associate's degree thing, MCHS, right?
Yeah.
I was eavesdropping on a conversation, and they were talking about like the collegiate program thingy, and I was like, okay, I want to be a doctor. This was short of my thing, so I ran to Miss Autry. No, what's her name? Aroma. Somebody who was a counselor at the time in Walnut Grove, and she told
Was it
me,
Miss Rogers?
Miss Rogers.
Yeah.
Miss Rogers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to Miss Rogers about it. She helped me sign up and do all the things. I took the TSI. So I took all these. I took 66 credit hours, and I graduated with my associate's degree. And then in college, I only did 2 years of college. I took 50 plus credits every year of college. Even last year, I took 21 hours in the fall, 14 in the summer, and 21 in the spring.
Wow.
It
Wow.
was it's probably the hardest thing I've gone through technically school wise. But another thing that motivated me, I was talking to my uncle. My uncle, so one of the people from our church, our youth church, he passed away. He was in the Air Force too, and it was like a suicide situation, which is horrible. And our whole church is like in unrest and all these things. And they're like, my uncle is the youth pastor of our church. He was like, I failed you guys and this and that because nobody spoke up or this and that, because people are silent, right? People are silent, people are quiet, and they're
Yeah.
not talking about the things that actually matter. But my uncle was telling me he is his mom died. Then when his mom passed away, a month later his dad remarried. His dad was Muslim, for context. His dad remarried, and their stepmom kicked him out the house, and he had to be homeless and go from house to house and raise his siblings. And he was able to send his siblings to college and whatnot. And I was like, I have never experienced suffering, so I was like, let me embrace suffering. Then even
Sure.
so more, I think conversations is what's changed my life.
Yeah.
It's never been school.
Yeah.
School was just a place that got me to meet people. Like, I was telling myself this after I graduated. Like, if I was to go to college again, if I can give my kids the opportunity to go to college in a place where they can just meet people, that's what I would want. I don't really care what my I do care, of course, but degrees schmagree. Like, it's the people you meet who will change your life
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
And I think I benefited the most from us moving to Midlothian, because before we moved to Midlothian, I used to get in trouble a lot.
You
I used to have,
did?
oh my goodness.
Yeah, I can't see
Oh,
that.
I used to have anger issues, dog.
Oh, did you really?
Oh my goodness. I used to, and the reason why I went to so many schools is because I used to get in so much trouble. Funny enough. And
That shocks me.
before we moved to Midlothian, I was like, okay, I'm going to a new school. I can change. I can, people. I don't know. I used to get in trouble a lot because first I was misunderstood because I talk a lot, and I was be considered rude and all these different things, and I
Yeah.
had a lot of energy, and I don't know. I'll get in trouble with teachers. I remember one time the teacher like lied on something I did, but I was misunderstood because of how I spoke. Right, immigrant child, parents moving to a whole different continent, trying to like figure out and all these things. I semi got bullied for having this African accent and whatnot. I got bullied at church.
Oh wow.
Let me tell you a funny. It's not funny, but I remember one time at church, I got jumped by 6 kids.
At church.
At church. At church.
Oh wow.
Like, and coming to Midlothian, I'm telling you, like, I feel like I benefited the most because it changed my life.
Wow.
I met.
That's awesome.
I'm so serious. Like, whenever people get here, like, I used to have these anger issues and whatnot. Like, Mitchell, what? All these. I can't. I don't even feel angry. I haven't got angry in years. Anger is not an emotion I resonate with. So it's just.
Well, you're not. That's not normal because most guys have a lot of them have anger issues.
I think I also noticed, okay, something in my family, and I've noticed, and like, I guess it's like we struggle with anger, and I saw like how that affects my home, right, and all these different things. So I prayed about it. I worked on these things. I'm asking questions, trying to be patient, all these things, and I've just seen good examples of men who don't struggle with that, and I've seen so much change in my home and whatnot. So I'm really lucky.
You're blessed.
I'm
You're
super blessed because
super blessed.
I'm just a random kid from Nigeria whose parents won this. I think I told you, like the visa lottery. Just imagine like the Powerball, but for immigration status.
Wow.
But like for path to citizenship, right? So we won this visa lottery. We get our green card, and then we apply to citizenship, and we're naturalized citizens and whatnot. I'm literally just. I don't even know what my life would be like in Nigeria. My dad was a pastor. My dad, by career, he was an accountant. My mom was working on her like psychology degree and whatnot. But even then, I'm super blessed to have this experience. I've lived in
Yeah.
America for 14 years. Um, I'm super blessed. Even the church I told you I got jumped at, it's even a blessing. Like the church I go to is obviously no church is perfect, right? No
Sure.
human is perfect in all these things, and even then,
Right.
like I'm so blessed by having all these people who've poured into my life. I know it's easy. When I was in 8th grade and 9th grade, I used to think about like it's so easy to remember the bad moments. Why
Yeah.
don't we focus on remembering the good? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's you close your eyes right now and try to think of a couple bad things, they're gonna pop out. But whenever
Mm-hmm.
you try to focus on like good memories, it's hard. So and I try to be as intentional as possible to not just remember the bad times, but to remember the good times because there is more good than bad. Even if one year sucks, it's gonna get better, right?
Right. Right.
I'm a
That's
firm
right.
believer of as oh my mom actually quotes this. It's in Daniel, I think Daniel chapter 3. Or it's even yeah, I think it's Daniel, and it says an alive dog is better than a dead lion. And no matter what situation you're in, like as long as you're alive, yes, I'm privileged and I'm blessed to be in the situation. I am overly blessed, right? I have a bed to sleep on. I have a room. I have these
You have
over loving parents. I have food downstairs
you
waiting
have
for me.
food. You got food to eat. You got an amazing sister named Minnie.
I have Minnie. I have Muriel. Like I have all these amazing people. I have these amazing friends, right?
Yeah.
Like on the 31st, I went around knocking on doors on Eagle's Nest to ask people if I can fly with them and fly over Midlothian, right?
No way.
So serious. Let me where's my iPad? And I met this dude. I guess I'll pull it up on my laptop. But I met this dude. I parked at the end of Eagle's Nest. I met this dude, and he literally was like, "Hey man, you got a second?" He was like, "Let me show you my hangar." I prayed in my head, "God, please don't let this man kill me." And he
Yeah.
showed me his planes. Then a couple of days later, he texted me, "Mitchell, you want to fly over?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So let me find the photo. He took me up in the air.
Is it on your YouTube channel as well?
Yeah, it is on my YouTube channel. Of
Okay.
like the picture I posted on my YouTube channel. I want to interview him too because I got to talk to him for 2 or 3 hours that day. Whenever I met him, he was amazing.
What's his name?
His name is Kelly Farnham.
Kelly Farnham. Okay, I don't know him.
Yeah,
Let me look up. I need to subscribe to your YouTube channel.
but look. Oh
Hang on.
wait, I'll just text you this. Because I don't
Okay.
think. I'm also not that good with technology, and that's okay.
You know most people your age. What is what channel?
It's called
What's the name?
Bernice Matha. It's random. When I was playing Minecraft as a kid, the random name that Minecraft gave me was Bernice Matha, and I just put it as my YouTube channel name. I can also
That's
send you the
hilarious.
link.
There it is.
But yeah, that's me in the air. He also let me fly his plane. He's We did some barrel rolls. He took me through some like Air Force maneuvers that they went through, and great experience.
And you've had this channel for a while, haven't you?
Yeah, last year one of my goals was to use this as reflections, but also like my goal is okay. I want to make each generation better than the last, right? Impact, right? So I was like, okay, what are things I've experienced that I can help people go through if a random person watches it? Like the people who watch my videos are like 20, it's 18 through 31. That's the age range. So
Okay.
some of the questions I have listed for you that I'm going to ask eventually are just like advice for people, in that age range.
Yeah. Well,
But
let's get into some of those questions.
okay, I think the most men struggle in this age range, right? It's an age of self discovery. It's an age of like we kind of said, promiscuity. Like let me get my energy out, right?
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
something that what is something other than your faith that kept? I mean, your faith is probably the biggest thing that kept you grounded, but what are lessons or what is something that actually held you so that you didn't just waste your days away? Because I feel like men struggle more with idleness. Like
Hmm.
there's a study I read about like men watching porn. Like the reason why people watch porn is because they feel idle, and idle is whenever my existence has no point.
Yeah. I would say that other than my faith, it would be faith aside. I've watched some men just really throw away a good life and not be productive, and I saw the unhappiness and how miserable they were.
Yeah,
And I think I can't really put God aside in this because we were made to work. I mean, God worked 6 days and rested on the seventh. So he made us to work. And if we're not, and work doesn't necessarily mean your job. It could mean taking care of your home or taking care of your vehicle, just being productive. And so when I don't feel productive, I don't feel good about myself. So that's something that's always really pushed me to be productive, is so I can feel good about myself. I'm a guy I have a hard time being idle. I'm usually doing something, and I'll make these big plans. Okay, I'm going to watch this football game, on Saturday afternoon. And I sit down and watch it, and I kind of feel guilty. I'm like, man, the yard needs to be mowed. So I'll go. There's something else I need to be doing that's productive. Um,
I think
and I'm
that's
also
important. Productive.
it is it's one of the four P's, being productive.
Prompt.
And I'm always been the kind of guy, even in school, is like, I'm not going to procrastinate. I'm not going to go home from school and then, play video games until 7 o'clock at night and then start my homework. I'm going to get my homework done so that I can do what I want to do. And I've been like that my whole life. I'm going to work hard during the day, or I'm going to get the grass cut, or I'm going to trim the shrubs outside so that after I finish that, I can feel good about watching football.
Okay. What
So,
is something you strongly believed at 25 or even I would say 21, 25, 21 through 30 that you don't believe as strongly now?
that money brings happiness. I really thought that, man, if people, you got to have money. And if you get rich, you're going to be able to buy stuff and you're going to be happy. I learned that money does not equate to happiness. And you can buy all the stuff that you want, but think of the rich man, the parable of Jesus, rich man and Lazarus. The rich man, he took none of that with him when he died.
And you
So
you asked Lazarus, could you even just drop me some water?
yeah, just one. Can you dip his finger in the water and cool my tongue, because I'm in agony. I'm in torment in this fire. I One thing that I've learned is that money and stuff is not going to make you happy.
Wait, what taught that? Because like, I mean, you're a teacher. I don't know how much teacher you were a teacher, but then you were a principal. I know teachers don't make much money, so
They don't. They don't. But I began to look at stuff like, well, man, if I got a new wardrobe, or if even as a young man before I got married, if I could date this girl, I'd be happy. Or if I got a new truck, I'd be happy. If I got to go on this trip, I'd be happy. And then you get those things, and you still feel empty inside. So I learned that life is not about stuff. It's about loving God and loving people. Yeah.
What is a hard truth that brought you peace?
A hard truth that brought me peace. Every answer is going to go back to my faith.
But that's who you are though. Like, not
That's
I'm not trying to make you not talk about God,
no.
but I do think faith is the biggest thing. Like, if you don't have God, Mankins Mankins told me this in 8th grade. We all have a God-shaped hole in our heart that we try to fill up in bad-shaped things, but it will never fill you up.
Yeah.
And that's stuck with me since 8th grade. That's
Yeah.
8 years ago.
Well, I would say, read me the question again.
What
What
is
is
a
some,
hard truth that you learned that actually brought you peace?
that surrender to Christ? Um, when you I'm trying to say this the right way because I've had this thought before. Um, that my life has little to nothing to do with me. It's the people that are living for themselves are the most miserable. Um, there's a movie called um, Tombstone. It's an old western, and it's kind of violent, but there's a scene where they're talking about the bad guy, and they're like, his name's Ringo. The bad guy's name's Johnny Ringo, and they say he can never kill enough, steal enough, or hurt enough to make himself happy, and he wants revenge for being born.
Oh
He's mad at
wow.
the world because he was born. And I've met people like that, that they're so miserable. It's like they're angry that they're even alive. And I think that one of the biggest truths I've learned is that our lives have really nothing to do with us. It's about loving God and loving people. Those two things. At the end of our lives, that's all that's going to matter. That's how we're going to be judged. How did you love God, and how did you love people?
Yeah. Yeah. And my last question, because I'm very hungry,
Yeah, we got to go eat.
is what would you say to the random people who might watch this or whatever, but what would you say to your 21-year-old self? Because most of the people who watch these videos are 21 and they are men.
Hmm.
So what would you say as a, like a, whatever you want to say for what, just throw some wisdom.
Okay. It's going to go back to kind of what I mentioned before, is that money and stuff will never make you happy. Um, I would say that you better enjoy your parents. If you have your parents, you better enjoy them while you can. I would say that if you're a father, that your kids are listening to you and they're watching you. Um, and I would say that at the end of our days, all that matters is what we did with Jesus. I told Malcolm Muckelroy that 2 nights ago at that funeral visitation, and I just felt compelled to say, Malcolm, I just want to encourage you that Jesus is the only thing that matters. And he said, well, I'm living for him. I want to go into ministry. And that made me feel so good to see that young man. He's 30 years old, but he's seeking God. Seek God. Love him with all your heart, mind, your soul, and your strength. Um, he's been so good to me. He has been my protector. He's forgiven me of my sins. He's patient with me. He guides me. He directs me, and I can see all the forks in the road that I took where I was at a crossroads, and he gently led me to the right direction each time.
Amen.
And I'm so thankful for that.
Amen. And
So,
thank you for your time.
and my
And to
pleasure.
me, like, you're the greatest principal in the world.
Thank you.
Because in compared, like, I've had principals my whole life, and I don't think I've ever met somebody as intentional as you are with kids. I
Well,
think
thank you.
everybody in Walnut Grove at the time you were there could say, like, Mr. Blackwell knew me. And not just knew my name, right? Actually knew me.
Yeah,
And I don't know, you wanted us to become better than we were.
I did. I did.
And I'm a living testimony, and I haven't even started life.
Well, you're about to. You're on you're on the launch pad. It's like a rocket. You're on the launch pad, and the countdown is at 0, and they're hitting the ignition button, and you're about to take off, man. and I can't wait to see what you're doing in just even a couple of years. It's going to be a really, really lucky company that gets you.
Amen. God,
So
I've just been praying. Like, the perfect scenario is, some ultra billionaires like, Mitchell, I want you to travel the world with me and meet these cool people, but I don't know.
well, you can always you're probably the most relational person I've ever met, even more so than me. And
Appreciate it.
and yeah, I mean that, and I mean that is the utmost compliments. And so God's going to use you to bless people, a lot of people. You've
Amen.
been a huge blessing to me.
And it's vice versa. Like,
So,
when I was telling like you said, right? If you have parents, value them, and I want to value these times like this, right? I'm so glad that I got to. One of my big goals was, okay, I want to move back home to my parents' house and also just spend this time with my parents, but also spend time with the people who've impacted my life. I
yeah,
wanna, I wanna just stay in your presence, right? Just learn from your life. I want to hear your stories. I want to
sure.
eat meals with you. I want to do life with you because I do know like there's gonna be a time where I'm not gonna be able to do that, right?
Yeah, I miss mine every day, and I want to put in a plug for the nonprofit I work for.
Go
And
crazy.
to anybody who's watching this, I work for Mentors Care, and we mentor high school kids at 22 high schools across 6 counties in Texas.
It's crazy.
And we have a huge need, especially for men, to go into schools and be a friend to a young man who probably doesn't have a dad at home, or their dad's in prison, or their dad's dead, or they just don't have a relationship with them. Our website is just mentors.care. If you're 21 or older, we need you. All you have to do is sign up on our website. It's mentors.care.
I'll put
Click
the
on,
link in the description too.
yeah, put the link in there and sign up to mentor at the school. We have 22 schools to choose from. Our biggest need is Life High School, Oakcliff. It's not that far from Midlothian. It's where I mentor each week. Our biggest areas of need right now are schools that we need mentors are Life High School. We need some at Ferris High School and Hillsboro High School down south. So I'm actually looking at it right now. Yeah, those are our biggest areas. If you're in Tarrant County, we're at Brewer High School. We need mentors there as well. So
I'm
that's
also
all.
part of this thing, so I can like send. I actually send this to my friends, and like the thing I was telling you about Focus is a massive ministry, so I can
Yeah.
probably actually tell my friends about this and the pastor. Maybe he can connect and help.
If there's anybody you know of that I can go talk to, any churches I can go present at, I will be there.
Absolutely. Actually, my church.
Okay.
I I got you.
At your dad's church or
My dad's
Stonegate?
church. My dad's church,
Okay.
even Stonegate.
Okay.
But
Yeah, you let me know. Talk to Pastor Rodney. I don't know how well you know him, but
I'm pretty. I know too many people at Stonegate, so I can ask Zach, and Zach can connect you with Pastor Rodney and whatnot.
okay.
And yeah,
Where is your dad? Is your dad's church in Grand Prairie?
it's in Grand Prairie,
Okay.
so
Okay.
that's Tarrant County. So like, there's
Yeah.
our church is very intentional with men and like academics and kids. So I'm
Sure.
pretty sure these men would love to be able to help out.
Well, we're talking. We're about to start talking to Arlington ISD, which is not far from Grand
Grand
Prairie.
Prairie, yeah,
So yeah, you let me know what you need from me. You got my number. I'm going to send you a text here in a little while about lunch soon, and let's do it, man.
beautiful.
All right. Well, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you,
I appreciate you.
and much Wildcat love
Yeah.
for Wildcat love. Okay. All right, brother. Holler if you need anything. Put me down as a reference. I'll be praying.